Yo, what's up, guys? "36 people already. Nice, nice. How you guys doing? Привет, привет. How do I link my stream? How do I get my stream link in YouTube? We are drinking a few beers for sure. So guys, I've been pretty hyped about the NP-01S for a little while already. I've known about it for about 2 weeks or something. So yeah, I'm pretty hyped. I'm pretty hyped about it. Yeah, this is the Tiger ABA. Yo, Colin, how you doing, man? Random question. Had to use earbuds for a few days while replacing my headset. How the fuck do you not get ear pain or fatigue? I don't know. I just don't. Yo, Jess, I'm doing fine, thank you. How are you? I had to keep, of course, secrets about it. I talked to the guys at there quite a bit, and they're nice guys, and I don't want to, of course, ruin anything. And if I spill secrets, they never tell me anything again, so it's pretty. NP-01S is the new VAXEE mouse. I'll share my screen, wait. Yeah, let's do this. So yeah, VAXEE announced the new mouse. Zygen NP-01. Let's see if there is like a pictures here or something. Well, yeah, here it is basically, but is there any more? How do you work the... You don't work the... All products mice. Is it already listed? Holy shit, I got this weird ass NP-01S Esports mouse. Is it smaller? What the fuck? Do you see these? Do you see my screen flashing all the time? What the fuck is that? I think it's because my OBS is on the second screen or something. Really irritating. So timer, yeah, it's basically a lower profile. So I wouldn't say it's that much smaller, but it definitely is smaller. But it's a different kind of shape. The matte coating is the exact same coating as on the Outset AX. This Outset AX of course has the glossy coating. Of course I need to have two, it's one of my favorite mice. So it has the matte coating is that was actually the NP-01. But I have the matte Outset as well, and the matte coating is super nice. Do you think the NP-01 fit with claw? A little bit of a tilt with... Your hands are quite large, so you might... You need to test it out. Doodle North, I'm pretty excited. It's basically an FK2 with a slightly ergonomic right side here. Or, I wouldn't say slightly, it's an ergonomic right side. the curve here. The one thing that I'm quite weirded about is the front again, because it's the same like rounded front as is the NP-01 has. Oh, I need to start recording as well. Well, to start it off, I mean, let's take a look at... It's not that low profile, it's 36 millimeters. It's not high profile by any means though. 36 millimeters in the sort of the highest point. 25 millimeters from the scroll wheel. It seems it has quite a low front at least. Yeah. 57 millimeters, 56 millimeters, 62 millimeters. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it, to be honest. So here are some grip styles: flat grip, low tilt grip, high tilt grip. Yeah. I would say like this is the standard kind of grip style that most people are going to use with it. These tilt grips can be comfortable, but it depends a lot on the hand. Is that $60? Yeah, it's gonna be the same price, I think. What's better, matte or glossy? Matte is better if you have sweaty hands. If you have really dry hands, the glossy one are better. Minimal gap in shell design to enhance comfort. Okay, yeah, that one. So yeah, it does look quite a bit like the FK2. Well, not that much actually. The FK2 has the hump is a little bit more towards the middle of the mouse, so it's still a little bit on the back side. The feet are the same, of course, which is good. So if you have bought extra feet for any of the VAXEE mice, you can just use this. I really love this, by the way. It's great. They are thinking about the customer here, so it's nice to see. Zenko, I would go for the matte if you haven't tried glossy before to be safe. Raised front end design to reduce drag between the cable and mousepad. Ah, yeah, this one, yeah. Might be, hopefully it's a little bit on the higher side as on the NP-01, because the NP-01, if you can see from the camera, yeah, it's not that lifted where the sort of the cable leaves. Let's check out the NP-01. Well, to be honest, that's pretty much the same. Yeah, it's quite low. The cable is quite low in terms, so it does look from the picture that yeah, they've done something. So the cable is a little bit higher up on the front of the mouse. See the comparisons with the FK2. Yeah, let's check those out. I actually asked them if I can watch the YouTube videos, but I didn't get a response. I asked them like 5 minutes ago, so I was a little bit late. The load adjustments are the same. No drivers. Basically everything here is gonna be the exact same. But yeah, I'm super excited. I've known about 2 weeks about. I've known about the mouse for about yeah. So I'm super excited. I've known about it for about 2 weeks already, and they've sort of teased me with some details, but I didn't know exactly how it's gonna be. I knew it's gonna be a flatter profile NP-01, smaller NP-01, a lighter weight NP-01, but the lighter weight is mainly because it's smaller. So I was super excited, but yeah. And I love the design that the logo, sort of the branding, is here on the left side and the front. What do you guys think about this? I've never heard of flat or tilt grip till these guys. Yeah, they have this kind of a lot of sort of imagery about the way they think this mouse could be gripped. CS players have a lot of weird grips. Yeah, CS players do have a lot of weird grips. That's true. That's true. I just got the NP-01 a couple of weeks ago now. It was too large for me. What timing? Ah, that's bad. That's bad. WPPT1. Yo, Dash, how you doing, man? Isn't the NP-01 more like the S2 than the FK? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. But this is the NP-01S, so this is like the FK2. I would say this is more like probably more like the FK2 than the S2. But yeah, it's not exactly like the FK2 looking at these pictures. Where are those comparisons? Announcement. Comparisons are here, okay. What? Comparisons AEX. This is not too interesting. We sort of know what's going on here. So AX is gonna be a lot higher profile. Tilt back design with flat back design. So yeah, it's a bit thinner, quite a bit thinner than the AX, of course. Lot lower profile, and it has a flat profile on the top as well. It should weigh about 70 grams, Senku. I'm pretty excited about this one. Yeah, third I am as well. By the way, nice to see you here. Shit, yeah, it does look promising, yeah. What mouse are you using now? I got the Outset AX here now in use. Why is my... Where should I put it here? Branding looks clean, yeah, it does look really clean, yeah. So here you can clearly see that it does not have that sort of curve. And it's a slower profile. Yeah, let's see the FK2 comparison and S2 comparison. Again, my screen is going crazy. FK2 XM1 S2. Let's check out the S2 first. So yeah, this is of course different. The most interesting here for me is going to be this one. Yeah, it's pretty hard to tell anything about these, but from here it looks very much like the S2. 71 grams, yeah, Sakurai, something like that, yeah. 70-ish without the cable, yeah. I think that's low weight enough for sure. You think this would be better compared to the NP-01 base? Oh, sorry, what do you mean, Andrew? I'm a little sad they aren't bringing back the old mattish finish. The matte finish on the Outset AX is insanely good, and this will have the same matte finish. Is it better for claw than the regular NP-01? It depends. It depends on what kind of claw do you like. Like, I prefer the kind of claw grip where I like these lower profile mice where I have quite a lot of mobility. The mouse doesn't touch my palm that much, but then I do also prefer the likes of Hardy S Wireless, for example. One of my favorite mice at the moment. That has a higher hump, where there is a lot of palm contact. And also I like the Outset AX, which has a ton of palm contact. Is it good for pincer claw? I would say get the Outset AX if you want the pincer claw. FK2 bit, this is pretty interesting. NP-01S shorter, narrower. Left side curves on. Okay. I might not be a fan of these, to be honest. Let's see. Slightly higher buttons. I don't like that either. I don't know. It could be that this is not the the true M42. This might not take the crown from the Xtrfy M42, but it's hard to say from these pictures. I just happen like the old NP-01. Ah, okay, yeah, but not yeah. I understand, yeah. Yeah, it's funny. Some people do like kind of. A lot of people were complaining about the coding, but yeah, now some people absolutely loved the NP-01 coding, and now they are pissed off. EBA review when I will do a review of all the Esports Tiger pads at some point in the next few weeks. All the new pads. I have small hands. Wish they Hardy as well. It was 38mm tall, and it be in my game. Isn't it? I think it's 38mm tall, or 39. How high is it? I've been using it almost exclusively since I got it, which is rare for me. Ah, that's nice, yeah. Ah, you're talking about the Corsair Saber Pro, yeah. You already have the new NP-01S. No, but I'm going to be one of the early adopters. The new NP-01 is lower than the M42, at least by the measurements. It doesn't seem to be lower than the M42, definitely. If we look at the FK2, this is the FK2B comparison. Does not look like it's going to be lower than the M42. The M42 is extremely low profile, like even compared to the FK2. Like, yeah, it looks pretty similar to the XM1 here, but yeah, I mean these kind of comparisons, these give you some kind of an idea how it is going to be, but they don't really tell you that much, to be honest. Like, you can't tell how it's gonna feel in your hand from these, but I do love that it's smaller than the XM1. I think the XM1 is a great mouse, but I do think it's overrated in the enthusiast community quite a bit. The front isn't lower than the M42. I don't think anything is lower than the M42, to be honest. I think it's larger, like, all the way. Lucky worker. The M42 has good comfort grooves as well, so they rest a little lower. Did you have any creaking when pressing the left side GPX towards the bottom? Let's try. No, not really. To be honest, I wouldn't really care if there was some here. Nothing I could feel like in real. It's really solid from here. The XM1 is a Kovac mouse to me. Ah. I already ordered the NP-01 closely 19x9. Yeah, that's should be good for your hands. Sorry, I meant that the back hump was lower, not the front. Back hump was lower. So what are the... Let's check out the dimensions again. 36mm. Well, how much is the M42 then? I don't think the M42 is much. I think it's 36mm as well or something like that. 38. Okay, so yeah. The thing is that yeah, so the M42 38mm, it's in the middle of the mouse. So it's a lot different when the sort of the highest point is like pretty much in the middle, and when it's more towards the back, like you can see in here. The highest point is more towards the back than on the M42. So this hump will feel bigger than the M42 have most likely, even though it's 2mm smaller. What? Okay. Let me do something, guys, fast. So what do you guys think about it? Are you excited? Were you disappointed? What were you expecting? Holy shit. What were your expectations? These are both the same. I don't know how to do this. Is the images, is my face and the mouse cam too large? What do you guys think? I'll put them on the top. Fuck it. Okay. You should watch Toxico with the NP. Is he using the NP-01? There's quite many CS players using it. Yo, Mr. Mike, how you doing, man? Yeah, it has been a while. M42 is 38mm. Yeah, guys. Yeah, I checked that as well. What is the difference between NP-01 and the 01S? The 01S is lower profile. Are you getting the new Fall mouse? Possibly, but I need to buy it, yeah. There's another third eye out there. What? Ah. I've only seen one third eye at least. I was considering the NP-01, but I'm gonna get this one now, as I like smaller mice. Yes, now he's fingertip. Ah, okay, okay. Yeah, he's pretty nuts. Toxic is pretty nuts. Are they going to update the matte coding on the original NP-01? I've got no clue about that. I haven't heard anything. Let's watch this video. I haven't heard from them that can I watch it on stream, but hopefully it's okay. Hopefully it's okay.
Some people prefer.
Oh, that's loud. That's loud. That's loud.
This is because
How
when the palm is in contact
is the audio like good for you guys? Have you been using this 01S? No, I don't think anyone has the 01S yet. But I've known about the 01S for about 2 weeks or something. I didn't know what's the name, but I knew that this kind of mouse is coming. I think it's Doodle North. I think it's small or something like that. I have doubts that the NP-01 load both. I'm not sure if I'm going to get the NP-01 as it. Oh, okay. Do you prefer like little bit of more weight on your mouse? I don't really care. 60 grams, 80 grams. It doesn't matter. Is the sort of what's the word? If it's well balanced, if it's 80 grams and large, it's okay.
it can make movement more stable, just like with the NP-01.
What? So how is the audio now? Let me turn it a little bit up more.
And AX that we recently
Now it should be
launched.
okay.
However, there are also those who prefer it when the palm does not affect the control of it.
It looks. I like the branding, that outset that this Zygen will have now. Super nice. Yo, Mr. Mike, how are you doing, man? How's it going on? Do they have a normal payment method now or banks? I don't know, Mr. Lee, I'm sorry. Were you using that secret pre-production mouse? Yeah, Asterix, this is not it, but I can actually say that it's a Razer mouse now. So I was confirmed that I can say that the one of my favorite mice that I've had it for quite a long time, like 4 months, I don't know, 1 month maybe, I don't know. But anyway, it's a Razer prototype. But I can't say anything else. That's the only thing I can say, and it's going to be awesome. That much I can tell you. Is it just me or does it look like the G Pro wireless?
Mouse.
Some people mention it, but I don't think it's anything like. I think the NP-01 is going to be more like G Pro wireless than this one, to be honest.
With this in mind,
But from here it does look a little bit like the G Pro wireless. But of course it's gonna be completely different in
we
hand.
started off with a flexible design and launched the first low-back asymmetrical.
When will Razer release the prototype? I've got no clue. It could be like 4 months away or something. Thank God the live started right as I sat down at the desk with my dinner. Gonna stay silent a while and sit through. Have a good stream, dude. Enjoy your meal, Nick. Viper Mini Ultimate. I've got no clue when it's gonna be released, and I've got no clue what they're gonna call it. So yeah, I was only sent a prototype.
That is also suitable for those who prefer a flat grip. This is the second collaboration with Junya Nopo Taniguchi.
He's gripping it at least like quite a bit like a palm grip if you take a look.
We are very pleased that Zygen created the Sunrise Cup in February 2021, which provides a stable, long-term league for Japanese CSGO players. Giving back to the community is the reason why VAXEE chose to help partners who are passionate about esports establish their own brands.
We don't really care about any of that, but it's nice.
The NP-01. We proposed an asymmetrical
So we looked
shape
at these
with a
already.
design concept that wouldn't restrict users to any particular wrist angle. We designed it with a larger curve.
How are you able to be testing these prototypes and stuff? Tux, I think I saw your tweets or something. I think you're like a high tier Fortnite player or something. But yeah, so I've been reviewing mice a long time, and I'm an ex-professional gamer, so that's why these companies can send me this stuff to test, you know. And I can do these sort of. I can do a lot of tests that many reviewers can't, like for example motion delay testing and stuff like that. But my motion delay testing is nowhere near anything like what Sogol does or anything like that. But yeah, nice to see you in the chat. Heard Razer is making an X-shaped wireless mouse. Yeah, there have been a lot of like talks about it. Yeah. But Tux, I mean, if you are the guy that's Fortnite professional or something, you just need to contact these you can contact these companies, and they should be they can send you these samples for sure. I mean, these companies are always looking for people that are playing different kind of games, you know, to check out their gear and give them feedback and stuff like that. So yeah, hit some of the guys up in there, and you might get some as well. But yeah, the thing is that I was contacted because of my reviews. Mostly pro players who are contacted are like top tier CS players or Quake players or something like that, or people they know. So you might need to contact them. I think many Fortnite players aren't the kind of players that are getting these you know, these pre-production samples. So yeah. You prefer the Razer one over the M42? Yeah, but mostly because it's wireless. A lot of reviewers weren't professional gamers too. Weren't. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, many reviewers are not professional gamers. Yeah. So you like the prototype? Yeah, I do like the prototype. Yeah. You think as a pro player myself, I could have? Yeah. I already explained that. Yeah. I play Fortnite, but I play on controller. Yeah, you have to be a really high tier player and have quite a lot of social media presence to be able to, you know, get some of these stuff. And of course, but if you're a reviewer, you don't need that much social media presence. Like I have pretty much none whatsoever. What is your favorite mouse right now? The VAXEE Outset AEX or the M42 or the Hades wireless from these currently released products. If my G203 was like 70 grams, I would use it more often. Can't wait for more egg. Yeah, it's G203 is really nice. What's the best way you found? Email or are you on mouse review, Tux? If you are, you can search for some of the threads. There is a lot of Razer people there that are active there. So contact these guys through mouse review, or try to find someone on Twitter and DM them. That's the best way to get them. Emailing won't help you too much. I think the Outset AX is his favorite. Yeah, Outset AX is pretty much my favorite, yeah. What game did you go pro? I played Call of Duty 1, Call of Duty 4, and then I also played like top level CS, but I never went to any LAN tournaments in CS, so I don't consider myself a pro, but I played in the best Finnish teams back in the day. You either love the X-shape or hate the X-shape. I don't think it's that simple. You can get used to the X-shape, but you just need to use some time for it. But yeah, it does divide a lot of opinions. Sashib, yeah, I'm most likely buying it, yeah. Have you received the NP-01S for testing? No, I haven't. But I should be getting the NP-01S in about 2 weeks. So I think VAXEE is they don't send any kind of prototype for anybody, I don't think. But because they have so much experience on designing these mice that they don't need to do it. So they just release the mouse, and then they send it to reviewers and pro gamers who want it or something. And VAXEE doesn't sponsor any teams, actually, same as Zowie. So anyone who uses VAXEE mouse or uses Zowie mouse is using it because they want to use it and not because they're sponsored.
NP-01S is designed with the highest point in the middle and has a low back. This reduces the contact area between...
Yes, I do a lot of reviews on a lot of stuff, mainly mine, so yeah, I think it's better to use your like gaming background than a reviewing background. It's easier to get stuff if you're a pro gamer than a reviewer, because so many people review products these days, and they do all kinds of different kinds of reviews. Some not good, some good, you know. But there are so many reviewers and not that many professional gamers, so use that background. Easy for ends. That dude in the video needs to cut his nails. Honestly, Logitech sponsor people haven't seen any other brand really. Yeah, Logitech does sponsor teams at least, and I think Razer as well.
When moving left and right. At the same time, the sides of the mouse are narrower and the bottom retracted design helps prevent the mouse from hitting the
Yeah,
base.
so this is the main reason I love
Design help at the same time.
so look at this. So he's gripping it sort similar way to what I will grip the M42 and the FK2. So the middle of his palm is not touching the mouse at all. So that gives me like a lot of mobility. So I can basically move the mouse side to side in my hand. And then I can move it up and down like what he's gonna do soon, like this.
At the same time,
I don't really do this that much, but side to side movements is really good.
helps prevent the mouse.
That's why I like lower profile and claw myself.
There is a large curve on the right side.
But my grip is more towards relaxed claw a little bit, usually. Depends on the mouse. Like, my fingers are more straighted on the side. $84 people, yeah, but that's quite a bit. I have way more viewers in these like mouse related streams than when I'm gaming. I got my hand this week and it's the same speed as my GP4 Ungoated or my Fnatic Dash. Rami, are you talking about the black GP4 or the artwork GP4? The high end should be faster though. Also wait for RJN mouse reviews. Yeah, I'm not sure when those reviews are going to be up. I don't think the mouse is... If the pre-production is... yeah, I'm not sure if there are pre-production samples yet. SteelSeries, HyperX, Logitech, Razer, all sponsor CS teams, yeah. Are you gonna main the Razer prototype? I don't know about maining because I have to test so many mice, but I'm gonna test a little bit less mice in the future because I've got so much work these days, so I'm gonna mostly review and test these mice that I think are interesting and I think worth for you guys to buy as well, because yeah, there is a lot of stuff, like there are many Chinese brands and stuff like that, and I don't think it's necessarily good to buy a mouse that you know that the company does not have good customer support. You break the mouse, you basically have to buy a new one. And I think the most important thing for you guys, if you are a gamer and if you are mainly a gamer and you want to get good in a game, the most important thing is being consistent, using the same mouse for a long time. How is it for being a reviewer? It's a lot of work. But yeah, it's not my day job. So yeah, I've got my full-time job and then I do this on my free time. And don't get much money at all. I will insta-buy this mouse when it's possible, yeah. How are VAXEE cables? I've been considering getting one, but I've just disposed of it. The cables are not the best, but I think they are good enough. Do you like the NP? Yeah, I like the Outset AX way more, basically. Arsene probably gonna complain about weight. Yeah. I don't think weight is nearly as important as some people make it out to be. Like, yeah, it's... If you take a look at this, what my CSGO pros are using, and I mean, these guys really are, these are the most precise players in the planet. The top tier CSGO players. Their aim is so good in terms of precision and flicks, so they are using these 80 gram, 70 gram, 90 gram mice, so I don't think weight is just as important as people think. But of course, it depends on the game. Like if I play a fast-paced game where I need to turn around all the time and be freaky, you know, be active, you know, like for example Fortnite, I think Fortnite does benefit from lower weight mice, or then you should have a higher sensitivity with a higher weight mouse. Host, just send me the ones you don't want and I'll read them for you, and you can just read my review. Pretend you wrote it. Are you sure that players like Zybu, for example, are not sponsored by VAXEE? I'm 100% sure. VAXEE does not sponsor any players, and neither did Zowie. He got sent an outset copy. Yeah, so what VAXEE does is they send the products to these pro players that ask them, and they think that I don't know how they decide who they sent them to, but they do send them to pro players who ask, of course, because yeah, it's good PR for them if the pro player is going to use their mice. And I think a lot of players are using, for example, Stewie2K is using the Outset AX. I think even the Zybu is using the NP-01 maybe. Twist is using the Outset AX. I don't know, many people are switching to VAXEE. Host, this might be too much to ask, but I just put out a tweet about the possibility of trying prototype products for companies. There in chance you retweet it to reach the company's eyes. My retweet won't help, but I can retweet it. But yeah, I think, how many followers do you have on Twitter? If you have like over 10,000, I think you're gonna be fine. You should most likely be able to, somebody will see it. I can give your name to one of these guys that I know, but yeah. But I can't promise you that he's gonna send you anything, but I can give your name to these guys. MC1 does have the hump, but it's always sponsored by Corsair, but he has the choice to use whatever mouse he wants. They probably just send it to him for free of charge, but not in... Yeah, they do that. So they send these mice for free for pro players, of course, for visibility and stuff, but they are not like forced to use these. I think the weight really only matters for fingertip grippers, since they have minimal contact with the mouse. Yeah, I think that's true in a sense that fingertip grip, the weight is more important if you fingertip grip a mouse. Do you think the NP-01S will be too small for... no, Bjorn, I don't think it will be too small. Yo, Salvatore, how you doing, man? Someone used the M42 and I believe he's using the VAXEE now. Yeah, I know that as well. Is the name NP-01S for fingertip like the Zowie FK2? I don't think the Zowie FK2 is mainly for fingertip grip, but it's similar, yeah. 25k roughly, it's just hard as I'm not verified. It doesn't matter, if you tweet that, I think some of those guys will see it. Are you following me on Twitter? What's your Twitter? I've seen your tweets, but I'm not sure if I'm following you, because I remember the name. I have photographic memory, and I remember that logo and that name from somewhere. Yeah, you are. I'll DM you few guys to contact. So this one is... you can figure it out. One of these guys should be able to help you out. If you could just put on a... Yeah, I'll tell the other guy that you're gonna DM him, yeah. How is the IBA so far? I have heard lots of great things. I've recently gotten Grandmaster SE, been loving it ever since. I don't like the Grandmaster SE too much. I like the IBA a little bit more, but I don't think these are anything special like any of these mice. Mouse pads, sorry. Cable is not that bad, to be honest. Sword is not better than the XM1, but it's still good. Scroll wheel, however. Yeah, scroll wheel is VAXEE Zowie scroll wheel, so it's not the best. The IBA is okay. It looks nice, but it's quite unique, so that's nice that's the nice thing about it. Gonna have the same setup as you at the moment. Nice. Can you sign my photo? I'm your big fan. Artanis, thank you. Maybe you should consider being a fan of somebody else. Ah, thank you, Tux. Thank you, yeah. No problem. I tried it, I didn't like the mouse feet and went back to Zowie. I have tried many mice like GPX Superlight, but nothing beats the EC2. Yeah, the EC2, yeah, some people do love it and they are not willing to switch to anything else. I know, yeah, many people are like that.
Which creates more space between them, and the curve on the right side is similar.
Let's listen to this
Happy to guide you to choosing
part.
something suitable. Both the NP-01 and the NP-01S have the same length, and the curve on the right side is similar. Other than these two similarities, there are big differences between both mice. First,
so yeah, these look very similar, but they will feel completely different in hand, I bet. I'm pretty much 100% sure that the hand feeling is gonna be way different. Tried the Zygen and the Outset. Ah, okay, yeah. I want a VAXEE Outset, I'm upset because I really like, but a small hand is killing my wrist. Not ergo, all for me. How long have you used it, Salvatore? Would be so nice if VAXEE also made a CA13 shape along with the NP-01S. That would be nice to see a CA13, true. I'm waiting for the ultralight 2 size for the final mouse Starlight 12. I'm looking forward more to the middle size that's in between the ultralight 2 and the R58. Too bad they said that they will not be copying any shapes. Yeah, they won't copy the CA, but it doesn't mean that they won't, you know, do something that's a little bit similar, you know. So yeah. I mean, yeah. What's your opinion on the mouse feet? I think the mouse feet are good, but if you like the Zowie stock feet, I think you just want a little bit more control, because these are definitely faster and smoother. I mean, these VAXEE feet than the Zowie feet. One of the worst I've used. What? Holy shit. It's not that bad. Maybe you just got a bad... but you said you have the NP-01 and the AX. I've always preferred ergos, and this ergo is amazing. So, you're talking about the Saber Pro. How large are your hands, Tux? How I feel about... I don't know how I feel about this. Did they really need to make a new shape for such small... the changes look... Alex, so the changes look small here, but trust me, the hand feeling is gonna be completely different between these two.
Creates more space between the palm and
these kind of
next. The sides
these small differences, they look so small when you compare it like that, but it's gonna be completely different in hand feeling for sure.
Can be placed more freely.
They wouldn't have made the NP-01S if it's so if it would be like really same feeling for than the NP-01. So the new one wouldn't be made. I'm pretty much 100% sure. I mean, these guys have been making mice for I don't know how long, and the shape is the main thing that they care about. What I don't get about the NP-01's left curve, the right side makes sense to me. So the right front side doesn't make sense to me, but that's the only thing. So don't buy outside because the scroll wheel and cable. I'm already using Mod DC2 and does the job. I don't think the cable is that bad, and I don't really care about the scroll wheel myself. It doesn't matter if it's loud.
If you think the back of the NP-01 is too full, the low back design of the NP-01S may be able to meet your needs.
So you can sort of see it here, but yeah, it's hard to compare in any of from these images.
Choose the model that suits you best. So we have prepared.
It's also nice that they make these really good comparisons, but yeah, I think these are like, of course, without the AX you can clearly see what's the thing here, but with the NP-01, for example, they just look so different. You might feel that it's going to feel exactly like the NP-01, but yeah, it's gonna be completely different. You can trust me. You can trust me on that. You can quote me on that.
We think it is important.
I would dare to say that the changes aren't small even from the comparisons, and it's even more noticeable on the photos from VAXEE side. Yeah, I mean, I was just talking about like I was just talking about this. Like if you think about, of course, 1 millimeter is a lot, but yeah, I think the difference is 2 millimeters here. But 1 millimeter is 1 millimeter is quite a lot in a mouse, of course, but it doesn't look that different in these pictures. And that's the issue with these kind of comparisons.
NP-01. Compared to the NP-01, NP-01S has a slightly longer click travel.
This is what I love about it. So yeah, this has the outside AX click design, which is I think one of the best click designs I've tried. So yeah, there is quite a lot of room between the shell of the mouse and the button. And the switch is quite tactile, and it's easy to actuate, but you can feel the tactility, and you don't necessarily have the bottom the switch out so it touches this shell. So basically, what that does is that it makes the click feeling very soft. Where is my cursor? It's there. So when I click the outside AX, I can like easily click it so that it doesn't bottom out. So yeah, basically it has post travel, but the post travel is not bad by any means. It's actually good in this case. Yeah, I love this click design. And in my opinion, like post travel is pretty much some post travel is needed for the mouse to have smooth clicks, and so the clicks are not, you don't bottom out the clicks. Like the NP-01 clicks, these are like, they feel premium and they feel good, but for gaming these are not really good because they bottom out so easily. And if you bottom out the clicks and you have high sensitivity, it can happen that the mouse moves while you press the button. And basically with the outside AX and this, there is like no contact with the button and the shell. So more likely that you don't a lot of force when you click the mouse doesn't move the mouse while you are spam clicking it, you know. The VAXEE clicks are so good. Yeah, I love the outside AX clicks.
As we mentioned in the AX design video, for FPS players, we hope to keep a little more travel distance in order to reduce accidental clicks.
This that I don't agree with.
Hope to keep in the and is more similar to the AX click design. As we mentioned in the AX design video, for FPS players, we hope to keep a little more travel distance in order to reduce accidental clicks.
So there is pre-travel, but it's quite minimal. That's not bothering me at all. But so I guess they are talking about the pre-travel, but I don't think the pre-travel is the thing that causes accidental clicks. It's just the switch, how heavy the switch is, and of course the post-travel does not. It has nothing to do with accidental clicks, as the click is already actuated, or the switch is already triggered when you click it. So, and the post-travel, you know, starts to hit. So I don't know. I don't really agree with this, but it doesn't matter as the design is good.
It still maintains a consistent and clear click feel.
And Nick, so the pre-travel does not really matter that much, to be honest. Like this amount, the amount of pre-travel that I have on the outside AX, I can't really feel it. I don't feel it. There is some, but you can't really feel it when you're like clicking the mouse.
Not shake or hit the shell of the mouse.
Saber Pro is the best, 10 times better shape than Death Star clones. Okay, I haven't tried the Saber Pro yet. I doubt it's gonna be as good as the outside AX for me or the Extra 5 4. Those are the two best ergos for me at the moment. Zoe after modding versus VAXEE stock. It depends what you mod. If you're talking about just the cable and the mouse feed, then I would still prefer VAXEE. But I do love the Zoe ZA13B after paracording it. I do absolutely love it, but the clicks are not as nice as on these VAXEE mice.
Next, we will take
from the photos it's quite slimmer. Compared to the NP-01, you mean, Anton? Yeah, it does look quite a bit slimmer than the NP-01 in these
at VAXEE's Esports mouse architecture
videos as well.
Is roughly the same as the NP-01, except that the thickness of the mouse gates has been changed to 0.6 millimeters.
So yeah, the feet are going to be as thick as the feet on the VAXEE outside AX, which is good.
The same 3389 sensor is used.
Of course, same sensor, same configuration possibilities, so 2 milliseconds, 4 milliseconds, 8 milliseconds. In this video they mentioned that 2 milliseconds is not for everybody, but I think that everybody should try and get used to the 2 millisecond option. As it's always the lowest click delay possible is of course better than a higher one. So if it feels unnatural for you at the start, I think you should 100% try to get used to it.
The lower the speed, the faster you are able to click and perform the next action.
So I mean, this is a great example, but then they say that the fast response rate, fast actuation is not for everybody. That I don't understand. I do understand that some people don't like it at the start, but you just have to realize that you need to get used to it, and it will improve your in-game performance for sure. I mean, yeah, you can definitely tell from 2 to 8 milliseconds, for example. 2 to 4 milliseconds, I can still tell the difference, and it will help me. The click timing is just more easier when you're doing fast flicks, for example. Yo, Kenji, how you doing, man? Which is your main mouse? At the moment I'm using quite a lot, I'm using the Outset AX quite a lot. But then I'm using the Hardie Wireless also, which I absolutely love. And I've been testing the XM1 a lot, but it's just a little bit too large for me. And one of my all-time favorites is Logitech G305 with that AAA battery. Super good mouse. And of course, I do like the Superlight as well. But I think the Superlight shape is something that... let's talk a little bit about the Superlight. So, for me, the Superlight is something that's... it has this... Yeah, everybody that's familiar with mice knows that it has this kind of potato-ish shape. So, the hump is in the middle of the mouse. It has barely no flaring on the sides. Like, it's pretty much flat from the sides. So yeah, it's called a potato shape, sort of. But it's super safe. So, basically, the way I grip it is sort of like this. But once I've used it for a day, and the next day when I start using it, I take it into my hand, and I always like wonder, where do I put these two fingers? Where did I have them yesterday when it felt good? And it's hard to find a consistent place for me, so it's hard to find a consistent grip with this mouse. Of course, if I would keep using this for about 2 months, 1 month, 4 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever, I don't know, it would feel better, but I don't know. In my opinion, it's super good for if you don't really know what's good for you, if you don't really know what fits for your hand size and grip style, and what do you prefer? It's very good in that case. Like, it's one of the best buys you can make. But if you already have, like, you know what you if you know the shape that you will want. For example, for me, it's the lower profile claw grip mouse or the higher profile claw grip mouse. Like, these are the two options. And I think the G Pro Wireless does not fit into any categories of those. It's a little bit higher profile, but the sides are not for me, and the length. So yeah, super good. But as I've tested so many different shapes, I sort of have my preference set, and yeah, that's just my opinion. But that's it about the Superlight. It's a super good mouse, way too expensive in my opinion. I don't think you should pay $160, $150 for a mouse, but it's a super good engineering, really nice weight balance, low weight, not much to complain about it, to be honest.
This varies from
I'm really hyped about the new VAXEE mouse. Yeah, same here. I have the same thoughts as you on these mice. Okay. G Pro Wireless best mouse. Yeah, G Pro Wireless is super good. I mean, if you haven't used, I maintained the G Pro Wireless for about 1.5 years, I think. It was one of my earliest reviews, and I mentioned that it's the best mouse in 2019, and I thought it's going to be the best mouse I will use in 2020 as well. So I definitely do think that it's a good mouse. Do you like Superlight without that bottom cap? Yeah, I used the G Pro Wireless without it, and I used this one as well without it. I think the same thing about the GPX. Yeah, I think that's the biggest issue for the GPX the issue for the GPX for people who have used the biggest issue for the GPX is that the shape is so safe. It's so good for many hand sizes. The design is basically too safe in my opinion. So if you found the shape that's sort of what you love, what you like, what fits your hand perfectly, that you just take it in your hand and you don't need to think about the mouse while you game. If you found that, and if it's, for example, a low profile mouse or a really high profile mouse, if it's of course, ergo mouse is really simple. If it's something like that, the G Pro Wireless is not gonna be the same thing for you, at least for a while. It will take some time for you to get used to it. And it's fine if you want to use that time, and you don't care about the fact that you don't have a consistent grip for about 2 weeks or something. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, that's just, in my opinion, that's the way it goes with this mouse and with this shape, more like with this shape. Let's say that. I don't know the exact word what I'm looking for. I prefer sloped and caved sides on ambi mice. What do you mean sloped and caved? Do you mean like do you mean, where is one? Do you mean like more curve in here or what? What is it you mean? Or do you mean like more curve like in this way? I have XMR and I feel faster and more accurate with it over the NP-01, but it's too wide and make my hands hurt. Okay, yeah. It's probably then too large for you, then yeah. I grip the mouse differently. My ring and pinky don't touch, and it's probably the burst pro X among GPX. Wait, Vivo, which mouse are you talking about? I play both relaxed glow and standard glow with the potato shape. Yeah, same here, Nick. So, and I can't really, it takes me quite a while to find the I grip it like this or like this, and you know I change it like I can have my fingers anywhere in here. You know, it doesn't matter where I have my fingers. It feels good, but the issue is that it's not consistent. Then again, with the HDS wireless, it feels a little bit too small like this, and then this feels nice. So I pretty much all the time have the HDS wireless in my hand like this, and that's it. That's like the best option. This feels the best to me, like by far. I can sometimes like aggressive claw it, but it won't feel as comfortable as this does. So yeah. So really simple, really nice. I can do it anytime, you know. The XM1 has the same kind of issue as the G Pro wireless for me, or the GPX. So this feels good, this feels good, this feels good, this feels good, you know, I don't know. And you lost sound? You can't hear my microphone anymore or what? Or did you lose like the background sound? Yeah, I think you're trolling me, Artanis. The GPX is top 3 with XM1R and Burst Pro. I realized my comment was clear, very clear. Okay. Vivo, how? Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm not saying everybody will have inconsistent grip with it. Definitely. I'm probably gonna upgrade G203, forces me into a fingertip. I like that I can change my grip on the fly on the potato. Relaxed claw for flicks, or claw for tracking. I don't think that's good. So Nix, I don't know which games do you play, but in my opinion that's not good. So the issue with that is that once you get into a tough situation, so something happens that you don't expect, then you don't have maybe time to switch that grip style. That's the main issue. So I have a lot of people have told me over the years that, you know, they have different kind of grip style when they snipe or when they use a pistol, when they use for example in CS, when they use an AWP, when they use an AK, when they spray, when they flick, they have different grip styles. But the main issue here is that when something you don't expect happens, you are fucked. And you just want to be prepared for any kind of situation. If you want to be like a high tier player, that's how you what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? Like what the difference between high tier players and pro players separates. That's the thing that separates like really good. That's the thing that separates like good players from really good players. So the good players can play well in like standard kind of situations. They can do well when they expect what's going to happen, when they can predict the enemy. But when something happens that they don't expect, they just lose it. They just panic and they can't perform in that situation. And that does happen a lot in competitive games. You can't expect to predict the right moves every round, you know.
Game to game and depends on the design of the game itself. However, this does not mean that everyone should use the lowest setting. Everyone shoots at a different pace.
Have you got a copy of Saber Pro for review? Sadly, no. I don't know. I don't have a contact on Corsair, and I'm not sure I'm gonna try it. Sorry for retexting, cause the hump of the outside my wrist would not touch the table, so it was basically hanging there. The experience was good, but really uncomfortable in the long run. Okay, yeah. I understand, yeah. Is there anything like the G203 shape-wise but lighter? there are many like clones from that, but those are something that I would not recommend for you to buy, to be honest. Do you recommend Corepads? I don't necessarily recommend stock feet because a lot of people have had spin-outs with the mouse. And I suspect that some of those are because stock aftermarket feet. So the thing about the Hero sensor is that it has super good lift of distance algorithm. So basically it's how would I explain this in English? Basically the lens has a live image of the surface that you're using, and based on how precise the image is, the sensor adjusts the lift of distance sort of all the time live. So basically, it's optimized, of course, for the stock feet thickness. So if you use something that has thicker feet, that algorithm is not going to be working as well as it does on stock feet. And that's the same for Razer as well. Razer has this algorithm as well on their premium mice. So that's why I don't necessarily recommend for everybody to get aftermarket feet. But aftermarket feet will improve your experience. So for example, Corepads will offer more speed, but there is still a little bit of roughness, so you have control. Tiger feet will have pretty much all the way too smooth for me, at least. Hyperglides will be very smooth and fast. But yeah, I don't really. There is always that risk when you get those aftermarket feet on these mice that have these high tier lift of distance algorithms that do a lot of that control the lift of distance sort of all the time. I didn't know that. Nice to know. I have Corepads on my GPX and haven't suffered any issues, luckily. Yeah, I think so. I don't think everyone will have those issues. And of course, so how the lift of distance algorithm and how the lens sensor works, it's sort of, so the lens has sort of, it's like a camera lens sort of. You can check my mouse gate video if you want. It has more detailed info, but it's basically like a camera lens. So depending on and the thing with okay, let's start from the beginning. So the thing with standard mice is that the lens is manually focused to some distance, but with the hero sensor, with the high tier hero sensors, I don't know if every hero sensor has this. Most likely yes. With the hero sensor and the Razer Focus Plus, basically it has automatic focus, and so it can keep it doesn't matter that if the distance changes a little bit, it should be able to focus so that the surface is the image to the surface is clear and the lift of distance can be optimized. But then again, it's not always certain. If the distance is changed, it adds another sort of variable to that calculation which can of course go wrong. So to be safe, and if you want your mouse to be fully precise as possible, use always stock feet. But then again, most of the time you will not have any issues with aftermarket feet, and you will not notice any kind of decrease in precision. I play Apex. Okay, yeah. I have similar hands as you and similar preferences on mice. What do you recommend me? My main is M710. If you like the burst core, you might not like the XM1R because it has quite slanted or curved sides. So you might want to go for the Burst Pro even if you really like the burst core. Corepads or Tiger Eyes for the M42 on Odin Infinity Hybrid. I would use the stock feet, to be honest. They feel really good for me with the M42 and the Odin Infinity Hybrid. But depends. I think the Tiger Arcs might be. I think you might want to go for the Tiger Arcs with that mousepad. If you are not going to change the mousepad, I would go for Tiger Arcs even, or Tiger Eyes. But if you are not sure if you're gonna change at some point, for example, to a control pad or a smooth surface, I would definitely go Corepads. Corepads are like, I pretty much always recommend Corepads, but yeah, there is some things with small size feet and Corepads and rough surfaces that is not quite optimal in my opinion. I think too thick of a mouse gates isn't necessarily going to make mouse have tracking errors, but it does increase the chance over stock feet. How much does this is unknown exact. Yeah, as I mentioned, I mean, most likely you won't feel any kind of difference, even if the precision is not as perfect as with stock feet. Most likely you don't see or feel any difference. So yeah, I think it varies on the mice. I had both old and current cheap profiles. I haven't got any issues with both Tigers and Corvads. It depends on the feet and mousepad from what I've heard. Yeah, of course. I mean, the mousepad does depend a lot. So basically, if the mousepad is reflective or anything like that, that of course does affect it. If it has artwork, that doesn't really have any effect these days, but it used to. Different kind of colors used to have effect, but not really these days. And yeah. You think the mouse will be similar to the M42? No, I don't think so. I think it will be quite a lot different to the M42. Are there any good flexible aftermarket dropper cables? I never need paracord level flexibility, but I don't really like fabric cables. I don't know when I'm fired, sadly. I only know these paracord cable aftermarket ones. Tiger ones are really nice. I just get Corepads for the 2-to-1 for price. Yeah, I think the issue for me with the Tiger eyes are they're gonna be too smooth. Interesting. I've been using the ice speed for the past 2 months. I find my aim decent in COD, but very inconsistent in Valorant. They have Corepads. I have the Corepads arriving today, and thankfully I still have the M42 stock feet. Yeah, so depending on what mouse pad you're using, the ice feet are. You lose a lot of control because of the smoothness, in my opinion. I put GPX Corepads on my G203. It's a game changer for that mouse. It's like a butter now. Okay. I'm thinking of getting an MPC 450 for more speed. How does it compare in terms of static friction and the stopping power compared to the high end? Yeah, it has less static friction and less stopping power, both. But yeah, I'm a big fan of the MPC 450. It's one of my favorite pads of all time. Yeah, here you can see the click thingy.
The pursuit of ultra lightweight is not a core design concept of the mice developed by VAXEE. This time round, we have maintained the weight of the NP-01S between 70 to 80 grams, so that users who are accustomed to normal weighted mice do not need to spend too much time adapting. The weight without the cable is about 71 grams, and if you consider the use of the cable with the mouse...
So this is why I like the VAXEE cable. You can set it up easily so that with a bungee so that it doesn't touch the mouse pad, because it does keep its shape. This is why I like the M42 cable and the VAXEE cable. But this might be an issue for you if you have low sensitivity. But let me show. Let me show with this camera. Is there anything you can't see in the desk? No, there is no such products that you should not be able to see. You can't see it. I need to do it with my other camera. This is basically stuck on this stand. So yeah, basically I've set up, I use this Pulsar micro bungee, and I have the cable set up so that it does not touch the mousepad at all, and there is quite a lot of, you know, spare cable here. I can do anything, and it doesn't really, I don't really feel the cable that much. I of course do feel it, but not that bad. Yo, Tiago Bastos, how are you doing? This new, yeah, it does look quite minimalistic, yeah. And does look nice, definitely. Too light isn't really a big issue in my opinion, just me. Yeah, I wouldn't say I've had a too light, almost too light for me at least. Have you heard about the Superlight 200? Yeah, I've heard it. Yeah, I know the shape. I'm getting Artisan Zero soft. I feel like Corepads are too fast for me, but I might not be used to the Corepads or Corepads on Zero. I think Corepads are good on the Zero. Yeah. Stock feet are really good on Zero as well, so you might not want to change feet at all. Have you ever tried raw axle? Yeah, I used acceleration when I played Quake Live years ago. Somewhat. I did stop using it, and I do feel that it does feel more consistent for me without acceleration. How do you think I like the NP-01S if I like the KPU? No, yeah, I can't say you will like it, or I can't say you won't like it. Those will be quite a bit different, of course. My mind for buying is either M1K clone, because I can't eat out 304 mouse at the moment, or rail because of grip and experience with the shapes. I just will mouse, etc. Yeah, I think the MZ1 is way better option for even fingertip grippers than the M2K in my opinion. Like yeah, I don't think the mouse needs to be 20 grams. Currently have X-ray pad AC plus. What would you recommend to buy instead of it for better aiming? A bit harder may be because I feel like it's a bit too soft. Holy shit, then you need a really hard pad, to be honest, because the AC Plus is definitely not soft in my opinion. But the AC Plus is really good Artanis, so you might just stick with that. I would stick with that if I were you. I have low sense, so the cable still resists on the pad and drags. However, I found the VAXEE better than the M42. A scratchy braided cable that had. Ah, interesting, because yeah, the M42 cable does not add like friction with the mouse pad at all to me. Like it's better than the XM1 cable, for example. It does drag on the it doesn't drag on the mouse pad, but it does add friction. But yeah, what I forgot to say is that if you have high sense, this kind of setup with the cable is really good, or mid to high sense that I have.
The actual weight is between 71.
Snooks, yes, I've heard of the Superlight 200, yeah.
The NP-01S follows the design of minimizing
I think it. I don't know. I think it's the Bonit's Ultra Custom Ergo wired. I think one of the guys that I do podcasts with does like the mouse. But I don't really see a reason to buy that, to be honest, myself.
We hope that through this design we can improve comfort.
Yo, how are you doing, VAXEE? You want the mouse to look like office mouse? Are you trying to fool someone into thinking you are working? What do you mean? Is Eve mousepad faster and smoother on the? Is Eve mousepad faster and smoother on the touch compared to AC Plus Black? Eve, it's smoother to touch 100%, and it's also smoother for the glide. Yeah. AX is palm grip mouse, but AX is not a palm grip mouse for me. You're lying, VAXEE. You don't know your own mouse. No, I'm just joking. But yeah, so for me, I think the Outset AX is like really good for claw, because it's sort of the length is not too it's not too long. So if it were a little bit longer, it would be mainly palm grip. But because it's quite short, it's not short, but it's quite short. So I can easily claw the mouse and it feels super comfortable. And this rounded side that I didn't like in the NP-01, which in my opinion, I think it's a little bit too safe. So there is too many places you can have these two fingers in. This doesn't cause any issues with me on the Outset AX. And now that I got used to the Outset AX, I actually do sort of like it even on the NP-01. But I think the issue with this rounded safe right corner is that it's hard to find a consistent place for these two fingers if you do relaxed claw or anything kind of like that. I can palm grip it. Yeah, I can palm grip it as well. But many people have told me that the Outset AX is only a palm grip mouse, and that I don't agree with at all. I just like that VAXEE mice are a bit inconspicuous apart from the cable, of course. What does that word mean? It's so hard to type that I need to copy paste it as well. Ah, yeah, yeah. I also like that as well. I mean, yeah, I prefer to have something that looks like an office mouse rather than something that looks like a 100% gaming product like those. Like the MSI mouse that I just reviewed, or any kind of EVGA mouse or anything like that, you know. I want light mouse which shape is close to EC2. The Model D minus feels too small, and I found out that the Sharkoon is one of the closest shapes to the EC2. Yeah, the SNCS, then the Sharkoon Light 2200 might be good for you. It's very close to the EC2 as I think it's the same OEM shell as is the Bonus Ultra Custom Ergo. Me and my big hands, I'm looking forward to future development. I mean, it doesn't matter. If you have big hands, you might still like this NP-01S, to be honest. I mean, my hands are definitely not small. 19 centimeters times 10 centimeters. But the thing with... so it was pictured here quite well. Wait. Let me take a look. Can't find it. I think it's here, yeah. So basically, this is the thing for me. So I would say I have medium to large hands. And if you use like this lower profile mouse with medium to large hands, it just means that your palm, a lot of your palm is not touching the mouse. And I do really like it when there is like these parts of my palm are touching the mouse, but not necessarily the middle part of my palm. And also if there's like a sort of only a little contact here with my palm, it gives me more mobility. But with the Outset AX, of course, I do have more palm contact. And that's like the other thing. So I either like a lot of palm contact or then just a little. But the middle ground is something I don't necessarily like that much. So yeah, it doesn't matter if you have large hands. You still might like this, as it does give you that sort of more mobility as there's not that much palm contact. That's in my opinion. But it depends, of course, how large are your hands. AX was just a bit too small. Okay, forget what I said. Then if the AX was too small for you, then this is going to be too small for you, most likely. Actually, we do not make any mouse for a specific grip only. Yeah. What's your main pad? Yeah, I saw a lot of tweets about this, but I think people were thinking that it's going to be small. Like people, yeah, I saw people mentioning that finally a mouse for small hands, but yeah. I think that's a sort of not the right way to look at it. What's your main pad? I don't really have a main mouse pad, to be honest. I use many kind of pads and I have to switch a lot for reviews, but I would say that I think the Eve company mouse pad is really good for me at the moment. Then the Artisan Zero I do really like as well. Extrafy GP4 coated, not coated, the one with artwork is really, really good. The X-Ray pad ROB is really good. There are so many good pads. It doesn't really matter which one I use. And of course 10kb MPC 450. It's pretty much my favorite, but I wouldn't say it's my main because yeah, I have to change so much. Random thought, no mouse head gives an I didn't quite get what you mean just now, Nix. But yeah, for me keyboard is not that important. I just like flat profile gaming keyboards, to be honest. Funny how I thought that I want VAXEE to make new smaller mouse, and here we have the NP-01S. Yeah, I mean it was only a matter of time when they make a sort of a smaller one. There was a lot of talk like before even the Outset AX about the IntelliMouse Optical 1.1, like similar or something like that, but yeah, that didn't happen and now we got this, so, but yeah.
Step. The original design of the cable is not very soft, but it is flexible and just like it is on the AX. This has been an introduction to the design concept of the NP-01S. If you however,
I love this new branding, by the way. It's much better than the branding on the NP-01. 17 times 9 centimeter, and my grip on the outside is more claw than palm. So yeah, yeah, I think yeah. I mean, I've seen many people have told me that. I mean, I've seen reviews that say that the outside you can't use the outside AX if you have like shorter than 18 centimeter hands, and yeah, I don't really agree with that. There is just you can grip it in so many ways that you can make it work for you if it feels like comfortable. If you want to make it work for you, you can make it work for you, you know. And yeah, I think for most good shapes that sort of applies. So, for example, the Superlight, it does work for smaller hands. In my opinion, yeah, the outside AX also works for smaller hands, and it works for large hands. It just basically the amount of the sort of how much you are willing to adapt. That's the only thing that matters here. Like, of course, you can't grip the outside AX the same way as you grip the HDS wireless or the G203 or anything like that. But if you're willing to change a little bit, yeah, it's gonna work for you. What's your opinion on ZA12? The ZA12 is a little bit too large in my opinion. I do love the ZA13 though. Somebody once told me the world is gonna. I'm currently mainly next one claw. Only is the G Pro X better or worse? I think the G Pro X is better in my opinion, but it costs a lot more. What is the smoothest mousepad you tried, and is it actually? And it's actually pretty good. Probably the Extra Fight GP for uncoded or the Artisan Zero. Old branding is still pretty nice. Maybe yeah, I don't like the old branding, but of course I don't really care how it is. But I still don't like it. Like if my choice is this new branding, but it doesn't matter to me if the branding is like this, like in the NP-01. I mean, you don't really see it when you hold it in your hand, so it doesn't matter at all. You're such a handsome man. Thank you, thank you. I'm selling my phone. Just get used to ZA. This ZA12B is just a little bit too. Yeah, it feels too large. I could get used to it if I used it for a longer period of time, but why would I do that? So is it worth €100 extra? Not necessarily in my opinion, Marco. The old branding fits the old coding better, the new branding fits the new coding better. I think the new white branding would look really nice on the NP-01 as well.
The default thickness of the mouse skates is now 0.6 millimeters, just like it is on the AX. This has been an introduction to the design concept of the NP-01S.
What are they doing here?
It still maintains a consistent
okay, so yeah,
field
showing no wobble.
Not shake or hit the shell of the mouse. Next, we will take a quick look at VAXEE's Esports.
So that's it. That's it for the video. Only 1,000 views. Let's put some music on. But yeah, I'm pretty hyped about it. It's gonna be interesting to see how it really feels. Let's check this Ultralight 2 for shits and giggles. It should be nothing like it, but yeah, there is a lot of difference. I lost it. It's here. Yeah, it's nothing like the Ultralight 2, of course. As pretty much everybody knew. Or everybody that sort of can figure it out. Kinzu! No one is using Kinzu anymore. Yo, go, that's Charles. How are you doing, man? Because I have a hand length of 20 and I'm not sure I would be able to get the full potential of the CA13. I don't think, it depends on the grip style you would want to use. A Corepad AC Plus White is the slowest version of AC Plus. I think the AC Plus ROB and the AC Plus White are pretty much the same. They don't ship to my country. Do you mean VAXEE don't ship to your country? So what switches is on the NP-01S? I think they have... Wait, what were those? Those are Huano, but Huano 60Ms I think. So I think it's the Huano black shell red dots, but I'm not 100. I don't remember. I did open up that mouse, but I don't remember anymore. This mouse will go perfect with my Force 87U. Looks very clean. What is real? Ah, it's your. I think it's your keyboard. Holy shit, that's like old school key. That's really nice to be honest. Old school look, at least. Looks nice. Will, you have a nice looking keyboard. I mean, Gigantus version 2 and GP4. No, here is just call out this version 2. Yeah, GP4 is really good. But I haven't used the Gigantus version 2, sadly. What's your mouse tier list where you put M4 in like a tier or something and you said, I don't understand why people don't just get used to it. Can't you say that about every mouse? I mean, that's sort of true. But then again, I mean, people... It's hard to explain. I mean, the thing about the M4 is that it's really the design is not bad by any means. I mean, there are designs that are, in my opinion, bad, and you should not get used to it. But then there are mice like the M4, which is, in my opinion, not a bad design at all. I mean, it's quite thin, so it's basically different from all the other ergos in that aspect. So to some people, thin mice it's easier to do micro adjustments. It might be even more precise for some people. Or it gives that feeling that it's more precise. But and I mainly say this about those mice that are like underrated or people, you know, really hate the shape. Not hate, but many people, you know, complain about the shape. But I think you are correct to some extent, Suserchas. So yeah, you can pretty much say that. You can say that about almost all the top tier mice. You're correct in there, yeah. What's your opinion on Pokemon Mousepad? Don't really have an opinion on that. Burst Pro is Kinzu. Burst Pro is not exactly like the Kinzu. Burst Pro is quite a bit larger in my opinion, for what I remember. I think the Kinzu is quite small. Huano 10Ms. Is there specification? Huano 60. It could. Yeah. I think it's Huano 60G. Could be Huano 10Ms. I'm not sure. I don't know. After a time now, the outstake shape is just too good. Everything else now feels really strange. Yeah. The thing is that when you use something that's like quite unique, like for example, even the Extra 5M4, the Outset AEX. Let's get another example, like the Ultralight 2. If you use those, or for example the G-Pulse HSK, if you use those for a longer period of time, of course anything else will feel a little bit weird, because those are just very different. Nothing is comparable or very similar to those shapes. But yeah, the thing is that if you use, for example, the XM1 or the HDS Wireless, the Superlight, G203, I mean, these sort of middle tier profile, smaller mice, it's easy to get used to pretty much anything with these, because there is so much similarities between these mice. Hoasida, hey, right back at you. You have daddy in your... Oh, you're talking... I'm excited for the Ducky Feather with Kale 8.0s. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit interesting as well. I mean, I have the Ducky Feather already, and I think the Huano blue shell blue dots on that one are pretty nice feeling in my opinion. You think the rockets on Ninja mode will be any good? I think it will be interesting. I can't really say too much about it. I mean, the shape is so unique, so it's really hard to say too much about the shape. But the technology in the mouse is gonna be nice. It's much easier, you know, it's much easier for me to... I can pretty much tell that this mouse is most likely gonna be good for me. There is still some risk in the like the sort of the bottom right and the top right. There could be something that I don't quite like, but I don't see that. I don't see that happening, but it's possible. But with the MZ1, there is quite a lot that's risky to me, in my opinion. Like for example, the flat top. Basically there is the hump is like, I don't know, yeah. Z1 will be for baby hand. See, yeah, it will. I don't know. I think it will be good for most hands as if you fingertip grip, but let's see how it is for claw grip. That's the most interesting thing about it. It's only 52 wide or something. 52. That's. I think the Model 01 is even thinner than that. I'm not sure though. Z1 in terms of hump, we have no hump. I mean, it sort of has this hump where you could sort of like claw grip it, but I'm not sure how comfortable it's going to be. I hate the Model O grip it. Yeah, the standard O is quite wide, but the O- is quite thin. MC1 width is 5.25 centimeters and length is 11.1 centimeters. You can palm with it up to 18.5 centimeter hands. That's interesting. I mean, I guess it depends on what you consider palm. Like, I don't think the bottom of your palm is going to be touching the mouse if you have 18.5 centimeter hands and you palm the MC1. But I don't know. Let's see. But it will be surely interesting to test that one. That's 100% sure. Is my... Let's go check mouse review. What do they think about the VAXEE mouse? 112 comments. Cox CMC... Ah, yeah, this is the sort of egg thingy. G203 lightweight clone that somebody was looking for. Yeah, this is interesting. So they do not send when they release the information, there are no reviews are going to be up at this moment. So they have like a lot of comparisons they do themselves, and they explain the mouse quite well themselves. And yeah, there is no one is going to be hyping up with like hundreds of thousands of subscribers, or no one is going to be hyping up the product at the launch. So yeah, it's interesting. — 22 times 12 centimeters. Yeah, for these kind of hand sizes, I think it's gonna be too small. Yeah, I think VAXEE mentioned that they will have a wireless mouse at sometime in late 2021. Would you rather play with the Pulsar X-Lite or Skull Mini? I don't know, I do like both. I can't say which one I would prefer more. Cox CM600 is my favorite palm mouse. Have you ever used a Mad Catz mouse? And if no, sadly no. I feel like we almost don't have small wireless mice for true fingertip user, even the Superlight build. I think the Hardie wireless is good for that. So this is something you might want to consider. I think it's pretty underrated also. It's not as bad as... I mean, some people have bad copies, but I have some creaking on mine, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't happen in game. Ah, so here it says, we are working on wireless, but not for the current shapes, and it won't come before late 2021. So not for the current shapes. Okay, okay. I would love to have a wireless outside AX, but the weight would need to be pretty much the same. Powered by disposable battery. Okay. Yeah. Love the mouse, but it just feels too tall for me. Different size of AX is definitely in our consideration. Ah, okay, okay. Smaller outside AX could be interesting. Does it have more flexible potential detachable cable import score with okay? This guy is saying all the keywords that every kind of hyped up enthusiast is looking for. Energy drink filled enthusiast is looking for this. Detachable micro USB cable or USB-C cable. Okay, this one maybe not. Scale 8.0, it doesn't matter how the button implementation is done. As long as it has scale 8.0, it's gonna be good. Thicker feet, okay. I mean 0.6 millimeters, those are thick enough. Lighter weight, it's not that bad. But I mean the OCTX coding is one of the best I've tried at least. But it seems pretty like a pretty negative comment. And I hate the fact that I mean everybody's pretty much if the mouse has scale 8.0, people think that it's going to have nice clicks, but that's not the case. What's that? I'm using outside AX. I'm looking to move from FK2. What would you recommend? Danny, I recommend the Extra M42, and the new NP-01S could be also a possibility, and also the Ducky Feather. Ducky Feather and the Extra M42 are really good if you want like a more modern FK2. I got the Burst Pro instead of the Hardie S simply because of the build quality. Smaller Burst Pro would be... Yeah, smaller Burst Pro would be insanely nice. These don't deliver to Europe, do they? Do you mean VAXEE? VAXEE does deliver to Europe. What? Hey, will you recommend HyperX Bullfire hairs for claw? Yeah, it's good if you like wider mice. It's quite wide, so... For me, it's not quite it, because it's very wide. It doesn't have the best lift-off distance. For some reason it doesn't have lift-off distance configuration, although it has the 33-35. Yeah. I think the lift-off distance and how wide it is, the shape, it's just not quite for me. Looks like they made a few positive changes, so props to them. Not enough though. That cable needs to go. Make the cable detachable. I don't think they think it's amazing, but it's good enough. I mean, if you think that the cable is going to ruin your in-game performance, you're just a crappy player or there is something wrong in your head. I mean, I think like having a like people mention that if you feel the cable, it's going to be bad. But I'm 100% certain that you can pretty much feel any cable at some point. So it doesn't matter how much you feel it, as long as you feel it sometimes, it's going to affect you in game. So just just learn to live with the fact that you're going to feel with the cable, the VAXEE cable, unless you use high sense and you can set it up like I do with a micro bungee. And if I don't know how well you can see, but I don't even have a bungee with the outside AX, the glossy one that I'm using now, and I can use it just completely fine. And I would say I'm much better than 99. I'm a really good gamer, so yeah. Yo Phobia, how you doing, man? Did ZA clone come in? We don't have ZA clones right now, Pivik. Too lazy to Google. Do they deliver to Asia? I'm not quite sure. She did that meme. Wait, where did you live? I've asked this from you like 4 or 5 times already. I'm on the M42, it's amazing to be honest, but I like the bigger hump on it. Do you think the NP-01S or regular NP-01 would benefit me most? The NP-01 might be the one for you, but I'm not sure. It's hard for me to say with these only this information. But if you want a higher hump, I think the NP-01 is going to be the one for you. But even the NP-01S might have quite a bit higher hump, quite a bit more pronounced hump than the M42. Between the TTC Golden 60M and the 1050M, which one have the bolder tactility? Which ones are more tactile or what? I think the TTC Golds are really good feeling switches, but it's the button design is the most important thing. Favorite mice at the moment. I love the Outset AX, the Xtrfy M42, the Logitech G305. I don't know. I like quite many products. And then I have a few prototypes that I'm absolutely massive fan of. So yeah, I think those are like my favorites at the moment are probably the Xtrfy M42, the Outset AX, and yeah, Hadi as well as in the Logitech G305, and also I do like the Superlight, but although I do think it's really not that, I do think it's not for me that much. But I like it just because of the engineering and how valid it is for how good the design is for so many people. How long does it take for you to adjust to new mousepads? It depends completely on the mouse. Mousepad is usually really fast, like 2 days. But when I went from complete control pads to the MPC 450, it took like 4 weeks because there was no stopping power, no static friction at all. And previously there was quite a bit of static friction and quite a bit of stopping power, so it took me quite a while. Okay, she did a meme. Okay. I think you're trolling me. I think you've mentioned some other countries before. So you are trolling me most likely. Say hi to me and I'll donate $10. Hello Pricey, but you don't need to donate $10. Which mode would you say is better for bigger hands? Outset or the MP1? I would go for the outset to be safe. It depends on of course the grip style and how much like palm contact and stuff you prefer, but I would go for the outset over the MP-01 for large hands. Can you make one? Comment deleted by user. Somebody got downvoted or something, I guess. 3370. No definition yet, but probably in... okay, so the Intellimon's optical shape will be in the summer. That's nice. Probably in the summer, that would be nice. I wonder if there are any plans for variants. Yeah, this was asked already once. Will you be able to review the Origin 1X file? Yeah, I should be getting one, but I'm not sure when I will get it. My first priority is this NP-01S. So I have few mice that I have one that I'm going to upload review soon. It's a Titan Xenix GX Air Wireless that I have. But I will have this, I think like 1 week or 2 weeks or something. And then I will try to create the review quite quickly if I can get used to it fast. And after that, I'll see about the Origin 1X if I will get it, if I will be getting it soon. Wireless ergos, yeah, it's going to be nice to see another wireless ergo, to be honest. And I did like the Origin 1X, but it just broke on me after like 2 days, so I didn't get used to it. I didn't get to use it that much. I just got accused of capping. I want to get the Model O. The Model O is okay if you prefer like a little longer, wider, low profile products. What does IO shape? It's basically the IntelliMouse optical shape. It's like an old school shape. If you Google IntelliMouse optical, that's basically it. Microsoft IntelliMouse optical. I can do it for you guys. This is basically the mouse that I used all through my professional gaming career. That's a bad picture. None of these pictures are really good, but I guess this is okay. So yeah, I played with this when I played professional level Call of Duty 1 and Call of Duty 4, and when I was really good, like high tier, like one of the best Finnish teams when I played in CS, I used pretty much this mouse all through. It's one of my all-time favorites. It's basically, if you guys know the Zowie AM, which is one of the earliest Zowie mice, it's quite similar to that, but this one has much lighter clicks and the coding was not as slippery in this one as on the AM. And the thing is that in this mouse the coding has to be pretty good. And then the curve on here was also slightly different. Which is, I usually plant my thumb here, and with this thumb placement I could lift the mouse. And I had really a lot of issues lifting the AM for some reason. I just could not lift it because it was so slippery and the shape was like that. But I live in the United Arab Emirates, the quicks. Ah, okay, yeah. Egypt was the thing I've heard you say. Yeah, that's why. Boomer mouse. Yeah, it's definitely a boomer mouse. That's 100% true. Yeah, you're right, Weewoo. So you're using the glossy, right? Is it because you... I'm using the glossy because it's just... Sometimes I use this, sometimes I use this matte one. I use this for work, so what I used to do is that I have this one plugged on my work computer and this one, the matte AX, plugged on my normal computer. But I don't know, my skin has sort of gotten used to the glossy coating now, so it doesn't sweat with this one, and it's quite nice. It's quite nice, to be honest. So I've been using this for the past couple of days, even when gaming. Boomer mouse. You're not lying, definitely. Let's go back to mouse review. Let me back to mouse review. Is there anything new? Bearded Bob doing his mods. Ah, Origin 1X can be bought at X-Ray Pad as well, nice. Hopefully they will send me one soon. What's your favorite mouse right now that is available? I think probably the Outset AX. I think I've been using it the most in the past like 2 months that I've had it. It's basically all the time at my desk. Yo Richard, how you doing, man? That mouse is older than 5 months. What is your expectations on the MZ1? Hard to say. I mean, the technology in the mouse looks impressive. The configuration options that it has look impressive, but it's hard to say anything about the shape. Outset AX versus EC2. I prefer the Outset AX myself. Holy shit, I'm getting tired. I need to end the stream soon. Oh, here is the Sharkoon Light 200 that somebody mentioned. What is this? Andrew Field posting it. He doesn't get upvoted much. I'll upvote him. I don't know why people downvote him, but Yeah, I mean these are not really reviews. I wouldn't call these reviews, but it's good content anyway. Also TX versus NP-01. I like the also TX more than the NP-01. Ergo versus Sum. Do you mean the ponage or in general ergo mice versus ambi or symmetrical mice? I don't. It depends. I like both a lot. I like both a lot. If you had to choose one mouse to get cloned, what would you choose? Probably the ZA13. I think the ZA13 would be the one I would choose. Yeah, I would definitely say the ZA13. The ZA13 is something that is not modernized yet, so that would be something I would like to see. And the stream soon, but you aren't even past any. I haven't even been able to get my second beer yet. So, and it's getting late, so I'm not getting the second beer today. I'm drinking it tomorrow. I might stream tomorrow then again and drink the last beer, you know. Doesn't that feel a bit tall? I was debating buying it. It feels tall, but it doesn't feel necessarily too large for me. Or too tall by any means. CA13 clone would be god tier. Yeah, most likely, yeah. Daily beer? Not really daily. I drink maybe like once 3 weeks or something. And maybe like 2 beers or something. So, yeah, I wouldn't say daily beer. To be honest, I'd say the G403 also deserves a second chance. The company needs to clone it, it's so under. Yeah, that's true, that's true. It also should be a little bit lower profile. And yeah, I had some wristbands with it because it's so. The hump is so aggressive, sort of, in that. I like the outset, too tall, don't like it. Yeah, I mean, not everybody will like the outset 100%. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much true with any mouse, yeah. Do you sell old mice or keep them? I do sell them sometimes, but it depends. Like most mice that I review, I need for future comparisons and stuff. So I don't really sell these. And if I get sent like mice for review, 90% of the times I don't sell them. Because yeah, I use a lot of those for comparisons and future videos. And for example, now I have the Outset AX. I will do a lot of content. I think I will do like at least 2. I have the review and I will do at least 2 more videos about it. NP-01 and Superlight main right now. Yeah. Those are very different than the Outset AX, so I'm not at all surprised that you don't like the Outset. True Finnish men always start their day with a beer. Yeah, that's true. Nanox, I'm from Finland. What's your hand size out of curiosity? Oh yeah. Does the NP-01 feel much smaller than... it does feel quite a bit smaller to me at least. Are you excited for the new outset? Do you mean the new VAXEE? Yeah, I'm excited for the... I'm pretty excited for the NP-01S. Gonna be nice to see how it works. How it works out, holy shit. Will you be getting the new file mouse? Not for... They won't send me one for review, but I will buy it most likely. Do you think it will beat the NP-01G? Do you mean the NP-01S? I think so, for me at least. No artisan. Yeah, I'm not really a big artisan guy. I don't think you need to spend that much money on a mousepad. You can't wait to see the wireless mouse. Really excited for that. They said it's a new shape. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what kind of shape will they have. Is it Zowie but renamed? Wait, are you talking about the NP-01S? I don't think these are necessarily like the wrong. The funny thing is that the VAXEE has the guys that work for us used to design mice for Zowie, but these are the least Zowie clones. That not the least, but yeah, there are like more mice that are more like Zowie clones than these mice. And I mean, if somebody would like have the right to do a Zowie clone, it would of course be these guys who designed them. But yeah, they decided not to do that. And yeah, I kind of, it's kind of nice to see, to be honest. They could have just like made something pretty much like the FK2 and the FK1 and the EC2 and just make it lighter weight, better cable. Pretty much what they did, but just increased, just get the lightweight, a little bit more lightweight, and put some RGB in that, they would be making bank. But yeah, they have like their own design philosophy and it doesn't quite fit into that mold. It's like 6 AM over here. What's the time over there? It's pretty much midnight here. Yeah, sleep time pretty much. Do you think the NP-01S will beat the NP-01G? Yeah, I do think so. For me at least. That's what I've been told. Yeah, Shifty, yeah. NP-01 or S2 for Claw. Yeah, I prefer the NP-01 over S2 Khan myself. Did you see G-Bulls said they do not clone mice? Audience School are literally exact clones. Yeah, they are, yeah. They are pretty much. Imagine if Zowie just randomly popped out with a wireless 60 gram FK2. That would be pretty nutty. But I don't see that happening. I see they could do it, but it won't be 60 grams. I don't know what they're gonna do. But I think it's pretty safe to assume that they are not going... The next thing they are going to do is not going to be a new shape. Called me a scumbag yesterday when I tried it. That's true, Yagi. Yeah, I did that. In terms of features for the first time. Yeah, that's true. She did that mean. I want the NP-01S just barely because the height's so low. But I feel like the Viper is low and this one is lower than... don't just look at the dimensions. I mean, the thing about Viper and why it feels so low is the fact that the hump is towards the middle of the mouse, and with this one, the hump is more towards like the backward, towards the back of the mouse. So, the dimension doesn't always tell the whole story, you know. Would the Outset AX be worth buying? Because I really want to try an ergo mouse. I think the Outset AX is one of the best ergos to buy. Why is Zowie not making lighter mice? I don't know. I don't think they need to make lighter mice, and yeah, a lot of people are still buying their products, so I don't know. Maybe BenQ isn't giving them enough money to do anything, or I don't know. I really can't say. But at least now that we know VAXEE is not doing lightweight mice because it's just not their design philosophy, so they don't feel it's necessarily they don't feel it's needed to have like a really lightweight mouse, and I do sort of agree with that. You should review the HK Gaming Miro S. Yeah, I have the HK Gaming... What's it called? I don't remember what's it called. I bought it, the S2 clone, and the quality is... I was so disappointed when I got it that I just didn't want to work on it. You think the Outset is still better than the NP-01S? Not necessarily. I think those will be like I like these ergos that are high profile that I can claw easily, and then I like these low profile mice that I can claw easily. And I think these both fit my preference. So it might be that. For example, the way I like the Xtrfy M42 and Outset AX, I like them pretty much the same. But at the moment, I love using the Outset AX, so it's on my desk. But it might be that the NP-01S is something that I don't like, of course. I can't say too much. I don't know too much about it. But yeah, it does. Although it's completely different to the AX, I might prefer it just as much as this one. Their mouse are heavy, bad clicks, bad scrolls, and bad cables, just shape. Are you talking about the Zowie mice? I think the new Zowie mice have decent clicks already. And the CA13B is not heavy by any means. But yeah, I do agree with the other points you made. I still... HK gaming just low, The mirror eyes quality is actually really good. It's like a solid variation of the hard EM. Ah, okay. It could be that the newer ones are like good quality. What do you think about the Orochi version 2? I don't know. I mean, when it will be released in like 10 days. So I might get one. Hopefully I can get one for review. Let's just say that. But I'm pretty hyped about it. I mean, a wireless egg. Yeah. Pretty hyped about it, to be honest. I bought it to test. Yeah, the mirrors, yeah. Don't shit on my favorite company. HK Gaming is in a tier of its own. My mirror has literally exploded in a day. Outside and Tiger Axe is heavenly. I like the standard feet a lot on the outset. For faster pads, you still have quite a bit of control with these, or not quite a bit, but more than with, for example, Tiger Axe or Corepads. What earbuds are you using? I'm using the Tin Hi-Fi T2s. On the M42, do you use the cover with big or low hump towards the back? I use the lower hump, Nikolai. Oh, well, this is almost worth the price. Rodrigo, are you talking about the Outside AX or which one? Rick and Morty. It's okay. How did the Warzone tournament go? I think we placed second. We got 2 wins today, I think. We played quite bad like before. But I started using the Nvidia filters, and I don't know if you guys play Warzone, and if you don't use Nvidia filters, you definitely should use Nvidia filters. Cheers from Argentina again. Could you let me know for the Lotus Superlight and Aqua Control Plus Black, which feeds are better, Tiger Eyes or Corepads? Emiliano, I would even stick with the stock feed, unless you have like issues. And if you have issues, what kind of issues are those? If you want more smoother feed, then get the Tiger Eyes. If you want like a little bit more feedback with the mousepad and the mouse, get Corepads. Have you tried the Endgame Gear XM1? Yeah, XM1R, yeah, I've tried it, yeah. It's a good mouse, but I don't like the shape that much. I'm gonna get those Tin Hi-Fi T2s, let's see how they sound. These are not really great, I would say these are not great for music. Not the kind of music I listen to, at least. But these are really good for gaming, the imaging is really good. Whoa. Don't even talk to me if you're IQ. Endgame Gear XM1 durability test series for this. Who did that? I don't know if I want to see this. Did a guy burn his XM1R or something? What the fuck? The things people do for views. The shape looks so weird to me, so long and flat. It's not that flat, to be honest. It has this sort of pronounced hump. And you can definitely feel that. Okay, maybe it's time to end the stream, boys. It's getting pretty late. So we talked quite a bit about the NP-01S. Hopefully I get enough stuff for a video that I can do. I think I have enough. Well, somebody just posted on my YouTube. I bought the Corepad for my GPX Superlight, but I have issues on my tracking with NPC890. Any help? Yeah, this is basically what I said earlier, that you can have these issues if you get aftermarket feet that are much thicker, depending on the surface, of course. It also could be that he didn't take all the stuff out from the like the bottom of the mouse, you know, once you remove the feet. Do you find yourself gripping the mouse? Well, thumbs are completely easy too. Asking because I have an injured thumb tendon and can't grip too hard on that side. So it depends. Like you can sort of grip it in a way that hard to show here, but my hand is a little bit, you know, angled like this and not like this. So it's a little bit like this. And if my hand is angled like that, I don't really need to use force on my thumb at all. But if I have it like this, where my hand is pretty flat, then I have to use quite a lot of force on my thumb. But I do grip it sometimes like this as well. And here my thumb is sort of just resting on the mouse. It's not really gripping it very heavily. But yeah, if I grip it like this, then, well, I can still rest my mouse because the mouse is quite wide. But I usually use quite a bit of force here. Gotta go, nice stream house. Yeah, thank you, Vevo. Enjoy your weekend, dude. Just super glue your hand to the mouse. Yeah, no problem, Sasa, no problem. Hopefully it helped you. But yeah, guys, I think that's it for me. I think that's it for today. I might stream today. Hopefully I can upload a video Sunday about the Titan Xenix GX Air Wireless. And then I can upload this sort of NP-01S reaction, whatever I'll call it, video, where I give my opinions on the mouse, or on the specs and the sort of imagery and all the information that is available. No, Victor, no, this is not my main mousepad. I have the same grip, but my palm isn't touching the mouse. Yeah, like at all. How are you gripping the outside AX so your palm is not touching the mouse? Like, yeah, my palm is touching the mouse, but I'm not palm gripping it. I'm sort of claw gripping it still. She did it at me, come on, dude. Alright, boys, but thank you for watching. Enjoy your weekends. Yeah, thank you for chatting with me, and hopefully you'll learn something or something, but it doesn't really matter if you didn't. But yeah, might stream tomorrow. I will upload the video about the NP-01S talks. I don't know when. Hopefully it was enough, I don't need to record anything else. But yeah, thank you, enjoy your weekends, have a good night, have a good rest of your day wherever you are. See you maybe tomorrow.